I see multi
And
chat.
only one of the YouTube should be clicked on. Okay, yeah, I see.
Only one of the
You're
YouTubes is
live.
clicked.
Wait. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Okay. How's it going, everyone? Challenger TCG.
Love YouTube.
We're back with another video. This time, I am running the stream, so pray for us all as I try not to explode it. I live on a mountain.
The inmates run the asylum, as they say.
The animals in charge of the zoo. I live on a side of a mountain, a literal mountain. There is a ski resort within walking distance of me in New Hampshire. So you can imagine how good the internet is here. It's not very good. So bear with me as I try to, monkey in the tech room, like trying to figure out problems. But hopefully it all goes well, and I'll be running these from here on out. So, expect the, hope that the quality doesn't explode. Let's get into it without further ado. So we're going to be.
And what are we talking about tonight?
We're going to be reviewing some of the most recent RIFTBOUND deck lists from the recent Chinese tournaments. So we've got a whole bunch of them, and I'm going to kind of just pick them out as I please. Some of the smaller events I'll ignore. I guess this is the Runes and Rift Invitational, so we'll do that one too. But the rest will be all Chinese, I think. And these are all fairly big, all mostly above 100 or right around 100. So I'll kind of go through some of these and just pick out deck lists that I like as I see them. There's a lot of Draven in these, of course, and I'm not going to spend the time really talking about every single Draven list we see. If I see some that are like a little bit more unique, I will talk about them a little bit more, but I don't think we're going to spend time talking about literally every single Draven deck we see on this. So yes, ESO, it will not be 2 hours of talking about Draven, hopefully. So let's just, I'm gonna save the Runes and Rift Invitational for last. I think this one's already been talked about a lot. So let's go to this one is 64, 107. We'll do the first above 100 one. Anton, how do I see the viewers on this? How can I see how many people are watching? Where is that?
Through, you would have to like have YouTube or something.
It doesn't actually tell you how many people are watching.
There's nothing on OBS.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just put on the show, monkey.
Yeah. If we're bombing, I'll let you know that you're the problem. Dance.
All right. Let me just fix my camera here. All right.
I will say that this was the week of Draven, as you can say. So we'll try to get it into a couple of solutions after we go.
I think he came up a little short here. In the top 16, we only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Dravens in the top 16. And in the top 8, there's 6 of them. Okay, well, let's take the first place list, for example. So we've got Overzealous Fan, Tide Turner. Is there a way to make these? No, I wish there was a visual. Is there a way? Oh, there is a visual. There we go. That's much cleaner. Okay.
Yep.
Sure, yeah. When you scroll down, I think it does give you the version.
Yeah.
The visual.
So, I mean, nothing too crazy here. Edge of the Night is interesting, especially when you consider that it doesn't work the way it's intended. I wonder if they changed it for this event. If they make it actually.
They have to have, like. I mean, I don't know how these things are ran, but with the amount of Edge of Night I've seen, it has to probably work the way that it's supposed to.
So for anyone who doesn't know Edge of Night currently, the way the rules work is this can't actually equip to a unit on the battlefield. It has to equip to a unit that is in base because of the way equipping works currently. I would hope they didn't do that, but nope, I just on F11'd.
Yeah, that was the case. Let me actually check their FAQ.
Yeah, so they might have fixed that.
Or it might be one of those things where they're like, we haven't put in the rules yet, but yeah, this is how we want it to.
Everything else here is pretty standard. The Tide Turners, the Treasure Hunters, Zealous Fans. One thing we are seeing more of as we go through these lists is a lot more people are mating our man Spurnier Thunder Song, aka the Thundercock. And this is pretty good right now just because it pretty much shuts down most of the interactive decks, Draven especially, but also Aurelia. Like, Aurelia, obviously, to be able to defend herself when you're trying to go for lethal, needs to be able to play spells, and if you just shut her whole turn off and then cast any single push, bounce, etc., you just win the game. It's interesting to see a split of Cleave and Blood Rush here. Feel like that was kind of just an experiment. Everything else is pretty standard. Some people play Ride the Wind, some people don't. But there's nothing real crazy here. I guess Forge of the Fluffed is a little... I don't know why they wouldn't be playing Reaver's Row. That seems very odd to me. I think that's your best battlefield. But this guy won and I didn't, so what do I know? But I
think a lot of this keep in mind with these lists is also... not to say that excuses the Reaver's Row, but one thing to keep in mind is that a lot of these Chinese events are best of one, guys. So, like, some of these lists may be more optimized for a best of one format. Some of them you'll see won't even have sideboards. Some of them do have sideboards because some of these events in finals or in, like, top cut, they switch to a best of three.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I still think most of these are formatted with best of three. Like, they might be, but looking at this, it looks like it's formatted the same as a best of three would be. I honestly don't know what cards get better in a best of one, to be honest, in this game. Like, I guess maybe you might see some more sideboard cards in the main. Like, maybe not everybody would be playing two of the Thundercock, but there's not really any sideboard cards in here. These are all pretty standard mainboard stuff, so, yeah. And
Izo asked why would it have to equip to a unit in base? The Edge of Night.
Gears can't be in battlefields unless they're equipped to a unit. So when you play it from, it specifically says that it has to equip to a unit here. So because gears can't just be on a battlefield, like it just immediately goes back to base, and then the here is now somebody in base. Like I said, this is just kind of like a weird quirk with the rules that currently exist. So I'm sure by the time that we actually start playing with the cards, and probably what they've been doing is they probably just told people to rule it as it's meant to be, because all hidden cards are typically meant to only affect the battlefield that they're at, right? So that's at least in our testing what we've been under the assumption of and testing it as, because it certainly will work like that by the time the game actually comes out.
Yeah, there's no way that wasn't the intended use. Obviously, like with the way the card reads, the use is supposed to be a hidden that can equip to your guy. It's just that with the way they wrote the rules, you know, as has happened many times in Riftbound, it's not quite the way it works.
So, going on to the second place Draven list. So we're going to talk about this one because it actually is a little bit unique. This person is doing some stuff we haven't really seen before. We've got Nocturnes, we've got Ezreals, we've got the Called Shots, the Seal of Discord. This is kind of running that purple package that we see in a lot of the Severe, the Ezreals, even some of the MF decks. We're seeing this like this kind of purple engine that involves Ezreal, Called Shot, Seal of Discord. Nocturne's not as common, but we're seeing these three cards and then usually a Scrap Heap thrown in somewhere as like the fourth piece of that engine, and then Rasa's. So it's usually like a 4 to 5 card engine you see in a lot of these decks. This deck has like torn some of that engine out and introduced it into Draven, and has opted for the Nocturnes for a more aggressive approach. It seems very power hungry, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we tested a couple of games of a similar list. Actually, not this one. So I'm surprised there are two of these that did particularly well. Especially playing the 12 Chaos Reigns is definitely not correct. But anyways, it's a interesting archetype that we're going to experiment with a little bit more. I think there might be like some sort of happy middle ground, and you are playing the best leader in the game right now. So as opposed to the other color combinations, like when you're playing this out of Sivir, you're playing like 5 orange cards. If you're playing this out of any of the other decks, it's so hungry for like the core packages that you need for all these Nocturnes and such that you aren't really going to be playing much of your other colors. So you probably just want a good chosen champ and a good legend, which is why I do like it out of Draven. But this general strategy, whether it works or not, I'm still not entirely convinced. When you're ahead on points, it feels like it's unstoppable, but when you're going second and a little bit, you're already like kind of behind. Honestly, this feels pretty bad.
Yeah, my thoughts are on the Chaos Rune side of things. Like, I do know it looks a little bit weird, but I guess they're like really trying to max on like not missing their Nocturne on turn 1 or like their Purple Seal on turn 1. Like, I can understand the logic behind it. Because really, like, the only thing you're missing out on by not having red is access to your Draven +2, which is not nothing, but like the fact that you'll never whiff on a Nocturne, like from the very if turn 1 you stack deck and hit a Nocturne, you're not worried that you're gonna whiff a purple.
Yeah, I mean, this deck's it's interesting. It's certainly something different, and you can kind of see the aggro here with the arena's greatest in the lineup. They've got the Candlelit Sanctum's pretty good too with the Nocturne. So we've gone for a little bit different lineup here than we have with other Dravens. I still don't know that I would opt to not play the Reaver's Row, but to each their own. Oh my god, it's not a Draven deck. Oh my god. Who would have guessed?
This was third place?
This was third place or top 4. So here you have it. Here's an actual not Draven deck. As we live and breathe, it is an Azir deck. I don't want to say anything is standard as far as Azir goes because we haven't seen a lot of this guy, but I think having the max, this lineup of equips the max amount you can pretty much have. This is pretty standard. Maybe sometimes we'll see the other 2-drop yellow weapon. I forget what it's called, but outside of that, that part of it seems standard. We've got the Cold of the Weeks, which you would expect. I do really fuck with the Death Grips. I think that's pretty sweet technology. So that's a cool one. Grand Stratagems. I think To Arise is kind of trolling. I would play 3 of this card, no exceptions, but to each their own. And then we've got Fiora and Tasty Fae Folk. Oh, go ahead, Colin.
Oh, go ahead and go through it. I was going to say, I have an interesting question for both of y'all as well as chat that I'm curious everyone's opinion on. It's an interesting little tangent / story here, but I'll say it after you've covered the entire deck list.
So yeah, I mean, some of the pumps seem questionable to me. I'm not sure I am buying into those, given this is like a token deck. I get the tokens get bigger, but I'm not totally bought in on that stuff. The Fiora is, I guess, with the pumps and the equips kind of makes sense. It's a ganking one. I don't hate that. The Tasty Fae Folk I'm a little more lost on. This is one I'm not totally sure I buy into, but there are some interesting choices. Nothing that makes me go, whoa, this guy was cooking. But a lot of this stuff seems pretty standard, some of it pretty solid. The buffs, like I said, are a little questionable, but I get with like the Fiora and then all the equips, like I kind of like this Fiora. I think that's a cute idea, actually, in a deck like this. So I'll give him props for that one. Unsung Hero feels like a bit of a reach to me, but what do I know?
Yeah, the only thing for me are like the Call of the Week and the Arise being at 2. Everything else, I think, looks fine.
That's something I've seen a lot of these random 2-ofs out of a lot of these decks is very, very strange to me. But, you know, it's some of it makes sense, I suppose. But yeah, so my interesting tidbit here, reading Death Grip. How many targets do you believe Death Grip has to have?
What do you mean?
I mean, read Death Grip. How many targets, how many units do you think you have to have in play in order to play Death Grip?
What does this card say?
Okay, let's get it bigger here. Okay. Kill a friendly unit to give plus might equal to its might to another friendly unit this turn. So you need 2, right? The guy you kill and then the guy you put it on.
No, you only need 1. That's the first interesting part of this because of the word 2. That's kind of Riftbound's replacement thing here is the word 2. So anything before 2 is the targeting requirements, and anything past the 2 is just kind of the effect of after you've already targeted.
Okay.
The additional thing is that if you only have 1 guy and you play Death Grip, how many do you kill the unit or not?
You would have, well, if it's the target, then you would have to kill the unit, right? Because you have to have a target, so you target the thing. Yeah, so you would kill the unit,
I would
right?
guess based on the wording, maybe you don't kill the unit. You still draw one.
What? Kill a
Yeah,
unit
so
to
we're on
give.
opposite sides here, and that's very interesting because right now apparently there's discourse in the judge community because we don't actually know the answer to this, and there are people who are on both sides, just like you guys are. It's pretty funny that you had split decisions on that one.
Why would there be
yeah,
discourse? The people who make the game are in the judge Discord. This isn't like a ruling that has to be translated from like Chinese or something, right? Like they have Riot staff in that judge
Because
Discord.
the targeting rules don't make sense.
So just
it's-
make it up.
I
Who
mean-
cares? You made the game. Just,
Yes, you can make a ruling, but they
Oh.
still want it to be congruent with the code, right? Like,
well,
Yeah,
then
of
they should have
course.
hired better
So-
judges because nothing in this game makes sense. That they lost that
Yes.
plot like a whole
well,
year ago.
for most things so far, you even if they are unintuitive, you still can point to the rule book and be like, this is where this says X, right?
yeah.
For better or for worse, like that's why we're stuck with Draven in its current condition because they can point to the rules and be like, well, look, that's where we put that, so that's what winning a combat is now.
Yes, that's the current discussion that I was informed of in the judge community right now that I think is very fascinating and just so happened to come up here is we don't actually know, so there will, I'm sure, be a ruling on this card eventually at some point as to
Yeah.
whether or not it actually does that.
Judges will argue about a ruling on a card that will probably see play in like 3 decks in an entire 500-person tournament, but won't argue about why Draven shouldn't get to draw a card for not doing combat. Like, good use of time.
Well, those are two separate things, but yes, I do agree with you. That's like a balanced thing as opposed to the actual ruling of the cards. But yeah, at the end of the day, they are very, very similar. So
Finally,
yeah,
we've got an Aurelia in top 4 here.
Another not Draven deck.
Another not Draven. The only other not Draven deck. So let's see. We've got, I mean, this is a little standard. We've got some Gusts in here, which you don't see all of them play Gusts, but the rest of this is fairly standard. Sunken Temple, the Dreaming Tree. Yeah, something that's interesting is they opted for 2 Stellacorn Herder. I would always play 3 of this card. I think 2 is a little questionable. There's also no other. There's only one Aurelia, it looks like. Did I miss one? No.
yeah,
there's
that's
Just the one
that's
Aurelia
pretty
in the
common.
game, so-
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
that's-
playing all the Zanyas. Yeah, you just can't afford to play like a bunch of bricks in a list typically. So for most of my lists that are even all in on the Aurelia thing, like you just don't want units in your hand because they're just complete bricks if you aren't playing them early. So
We're starting to
Yeah,
see
I've
more
seen
of this
some lists on
Draven,
like
too.
2, right?
Yeah, I like 2.
Yeah.
Two's kind of the number that I like, but maybe if you really want to go all in on the Protect the King style, I think 2 Guardian. I think this is a low number. I think one of these should be maxed before the other. Like, I think you should determine which of these you think is better. Play the 3. I would probably be playing 5 total personally. I think this is like one of the best cards in this deck, but to each their own. 3 Siren is crazy. I think that's crazy a lot, especially when you're not playing Treasure Hunter. Maybe I'm wrong there.
yeah, if they were on Treasure Hunter and then triple Stellacorn Herder, then I would agree. But again, all of these lists are going to be very, very unrefined.
Only
I
thing
think-
that sticks out to me that I really don't like is no ganking boots. That card is crazy, and like the Siren is kind of like giving you
It's
ganking.
ganking.
I understand, but
It
the
doesn't give the
actual
pump.
boots are like right.
It doesn't
Like,
give the
actual
pump.
boots make a big deal.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
can agree with that, though.
too. Yeah, I also agree that I think is that's a little questionable.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go back here. We've got another Draven. I'm just gonna click through these again. This one's got a Vi, 2 Treasure Hunter. That is wrong. This is a lot of turn 1 play.
Ride.
Oh my god, this is infinite turn 1 plays. This is like, what is this? 10 turn 1 plays? Oh my god.
No, yeah, I mean it's only 1 extra with the Vi, so it's not that
It's not like
that extra. And you can, I guess, on going second, you can stack deck plus Noxious Hopeful. Noxious Hopeful is a card I've been seeing pop up that I've liked the idea of. And I do kind of like the 2-2-2 split on the Fury guys.
Yeah.
That might be something that I'm going to push for people playing in the future just because there still are a lot of things in the meta that you have to have Forerunner for. So at least having the option to be able to find it off your stack decks and stuff is really nice. So
Yeah, they're
and
playing
then-
two Ride the Wind too, so you have Vi the Wind in your deck. You got stack decks to kind of search it out if you want.
yeah. So
Nothing too
um,
too special there, I think, but we did see the Thunder Song as well. Again, just run through these quick.
yeah, again, these are going to be
pretty
more or
stock.
less stock. I mean, there's
Yeah.
little like tech things
Super
here or
stock.
there that you'll see, like the angle shoots and
Sure. Yeah, they
But-
really like angle shot in China. Maybe just because they're playing Draven mirrors all day, so they feel that that
Yeah.
card gives you a significant enough edge in that matchup.
This one's got the guns. I actually like the guns in the mirror a lot. I think that's a good card.
yeah, it's potential that the card's worth it over Falling Star, which is what we've personally been playing, just because it's decent in the mirror, but like you need it in very specific
One
spots.
has
And
Vex. I don't think this card is good, but
we saw that in the Runes and Rift event. I don't know if we pulled that one up yet.
Yeah,
As
I
well.
can see its
First
application in the. We haven't pulled up that tournament yet, but yeah, I could see its application in the mirror. Like it's
it has to be in
Just-
combat. That's why I just don't like. I just don't
Mhm.
think it's very good.
right. It's just taxing your
Yeah.
opponent's tricks.
I mean, the way that it works though, right? As soon as if they just target their first interaction spell at the Vex, then it immediately is no longer in combat, right? So now it's not like it taxes all of them. It just taxes the one spell that you have to use to get rid of this thing that you're gonna have to get rid of anyways, and then you're like, okay, great. I paid 5 and a power in order to tax my opponent a single power. Like,
Yeah.
what does that really matter?
True.
When are we
my
going to
s-
play in Runes and Rifts? Or we'll try and start playing in them in the future, just because it seems like something people are interested in seeing out of us. So
Yeah,
It hasn't been
start doing
something
some
that
of these
we've-
onlines. We mostly focus on like big cash events. We train really hard for those, but not to say
Yeah.
that we're above doing online events. We actually did look to getting into some like right before the release of the game, but we were just a little late.
So I just noticed this. There's a spiciness meter next to all of these, and I think the website. I think this is like the same. It has a similar UI to one of the Lorcana websites that I used to use, and I think they had this spiciness meter on the website. So I'm guessing this is kind of built off the same system
Sure.
that that website was. But I see 57%. So what does 57% entail? Let's see. Okay, so this is the. This is the same
other.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
This-
the other battering ram Draven.
All right, this is a little spicy, but we've got the Rasa that we talked about that we see in these engines sometimes. Let's go down to the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're
we've got
trying
the
to
Lacerates, Edge of the
Spit
Night.
all these nocturnes out, spit a bunch of seals out, play a bunch of called shots, and then drop a bunch of battering rams as well.
I
Basically
will
what the
say,
deck's trying to do.
I think this Mystic Poro is trolling over Treasure Hunter. I think you're joking yourself if you think this is better than Treasure Hunter. I get like, ooh, turn 1 Nocturne, yay, Casino Go, like, but this is no. The Treasure
doesn't
Hunter is
even
the
like
goat.
yeah.
Like it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
this-
Like there's no reason. To
This
play
two
this.
two two
also only
split
on-
is
Or 6/2 drops.
6/2s.
Oh
yeah.
my god,
I mean,
there's 6/2s, bro. You're gonna go first and miss a turn 1 play and just fold. Like, what are you gonna do? Play Scrap Heap? Come on.
I'm not as big of a hater on the 6/2s as y'all are, just because like you're already at such an advantage when you're going first. So like, sure, 10% of the games you're going first, where you're already advantaged, you're going to be like slightly behind, I guess, but it's not that big of a deal. You're still up a card on your opponent. You still get to go turn 2 Draven and start your bullshit. Like, I think 6/2s is more defensible. Not playing Treasure Hunter plus Reaver's Row though. That one's tough for me. 2 Scrap Heap as well. Like, there's just so much randomness where it's like, I get it. Out of these decks, it's really hard to fit everything that you want because there's just so many cards out of this purple engine that you want to play, right? We have 5 red cards in this deck again. That is like there's just so much that we absolutely need in order to make all of this like Nocturne, Rasa, Battering Ram shenanigans work. So you got to find room somewhere. So I don't hate the the twos, but like this
No.
Edge of Night card makes no sense to me. We're on no Draven's axes. Like that card's crazy. This is just like a very all in. I hope I win the die roll, hit my 2, and Zerg you down sort of style, which is just not. I mean, I guess consistent enough to win this event, but at least in our testing, it doesn't seem like this is exactly there. But we'll keep trying similar styles to this, just
Yeah,
a little
it has
bit
some
more
cool stuff
consistent.
going on.
Wait, this guy has 2 Fury runes. Did you guys see
The other deck we looked at was on the 12th.
The other one was on 12 purple, which is crazy. 2 Fury Runes is fine. Like I'd
You
probably play
can't-
3.
You can't even use Draven's effect without gold.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, that's what we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that's what we mentioned in the last one. It was on
I
12.
didn't even know. I was
12,
just
12 purple.
wow. That's crazy. These people are insane. So
I mean,
let's see.
it makes sense if you want to hit Nocturne guaranteed turn 1.
Again,
Yeah.
it's kind of more of the same. We don't need to see much more here.
This is like super stock. Yeah,
Super
that's
stock.
about
People really
Stock
love
is a
this Edge
good-
of the Night
Triple
card.
rebuke.
I'm really. I mean, maybe I'm missing something on Edge of Night that, like, I guess just paying
I don't
only
get
a
it.
power for the +2 is nice or whatever in certain situations, but
Okay,
I
now
do
we
that
get
to
to
like
a,
the seal deck.
we
but-
get to a real unique deck now, one we've never seen before. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, this is called Kaisa, Daughter of the Void. And it has this really cool and unique effect where you don't have to pay power for any of your spells. Really, really digging it. So let's see what they got cooked up here. Oh, we got Bellows
The
Breath.
vision mech is odd.
Yeah, the vision.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this is you got.
You
got
have
this,
like
right?
4. You have 4 vision units in your whole deck. Yeah, it gives 3 other units, assuming it survives. It gives 3 other units in your deck vision at some point potentially.
I mean, it does count itself, which
Yeah.
is worth
it's a purple
noting.
Poro. Yeah.
But,
it is, yeah, it's
that's a
power
lot.
creep.
Little odd of a choice.
It's
Mhm.
the
For your
power
2.
creep purple Poro. They've made it too powerful.
I think if I was going to play a mech in this slot, I'd rather be playing the Gem Jammer over the Forecaster. I think it's a more powerful effect, especially when combined with your Kaisa champion.
Yeah.
One of Bellows Breath, one of Piercing Light. These cards are like all funny.
Those
like
I don't mind.
These things are like all kind of funny in conjunction with one another because certain combinations of them hit certain like breaking points that you don't hit otherwise. So like if you have the Falling Star and the Bellows Breath, you can potentially hit 2 guys for 5 no matter where they are. Or same thing with Piercing, like 2 guys for 5, or 2 guys for 5. Like these all actually make increments of 2 guys for 5, which is kind of interesting. Or then like with the
Yeah,
Hextech
that's
raise,
normally a
and the
number that-
Superflies.
Is a little bit harder for Kaisa to deal with, but
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't too many 5 might guys that
There
see play
aren't,
just because
no.
a single Falling Star clears it. But
Yeah, I also,
You know,
also
that
with
could
the
be
Watcher Bellows is you can clear 4s with just
That's
1
true.
trigger of Bellows, or you can clear 3 5s with two triggers of Bellows.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
I
stick
mean,
dude. I mean, Kaisa we put in S tier for a reason, just because we believe it's one of the few things that's able to keep up into Draven.
Bro is definitely cooking crack. This is 2 Watcher. No, this
I've
is
seen
like-
people go in
Yeah,
lower
I
on
think people are
Watcher.
going
I'm gonna
down
be
to
real.
1 or
Watcher,
no Watcher.
No,
Watcher's
Colin-
not that good in this current meta.
No. Watcher's the GOAT. I don't care what the meta is. 3 Watcher. Don't listen to Colin. He had two Watcher in our original Kaisa deck, and he's been waiting for the day where he can say he was right. Don't listen to him. 3 Watcher.
Brother, I'm always right.
3 Watcher was definitely correct last format.
I'm a goat for the reason. Like that's
Nope. This is
when the goat speaks, you just listen.
Nope. This is wrong.
Chinese players.
What are you gonna
cook too
do?
much.
Play
No,
your
we
fucking-
agree. We agree.
Play your Watcher into Draven and get fucking rebuked or fighter flighted? Like great, nice.
No, I'm gonna play
8
my
energy
Watcher.
and 2 power.
I'm gonna play my Watcher and double cast Bellows Breath and delete your whole board. That's what I'm gonna do. Watcher's the GOAT. 10 out
Magical
of 10.
Christmas Land.
This
I do
is
like Bellows
best
Breath
card in the
though as a
game.
card.
Yeah,
Might be
I like
something
Bellows
to
and
consider.
Kaisa for sure.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
this
You can also
is-
just hit like the stupid fucking hunter before they even get online, and because your Kaisa doesn't even cost you a power. So like,
Yep.
Yeah, this is a combo. I
Colin
really
versus
like.
Alex, a money match. I wouldn't want to take his money like that. It's fine.
You guys can go on after me and Tog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Then some spicy one-ofs, Voidseeker, Power Stay. Unchecked power, sure.
Oh, unchecked power in the main. That's not something we've seen a lot of. I mean, I think unchecked power is like. I feel like this is an undertested card. I feel like this card reads like maybe it's just not as good as it reads, but I feel like this card like. I feel like there's something more, like more decks should play this card, especially in the sideboard. Like, it's kind of crazy to me how few decks actually played this last meta, especially given the rise of Aurora, and maybe we'll see some more in this last month, but it's kind of crazy to me that Kai'Sa decks weren't citing this more for Aurora. I actually think this is better versus Aurora than the Thermo Beam is a lot of the time. Because if you do this to like an Aurora deck that's stacked up, like even against MF, they rip your hand apart, whatever. You top deck this against MF where they're stacked up and you just slam this and that's it. It's over. Like game just ends on the spot. So it was kind of crazy to me to see that nobody was citing this card. Like I think it's
Yeah,
better
I mean
than
this.
Thermo Beam.
The issue with it is it still gets unchecked powered, which is something that you're always afraid of, anyways. And then like, it's just
You
like
mean Unyielding Spirit?
Unyielding Spirit.
Yeah,
It's
unyielding
it gets
spirit
unyielding spirited.
is always part of the problem. But
So like your deck's already kind of cold to that. I mean, this deck's not playing any Reigns, which I think is crazy. I would just play Reigns over that. And then like if we're looking at clearing a board, your favorite card for one extra energy comes with a 7 might accelerate unit and does the same thing in most
He's wrong for this
scenarios.
one.
So like
the Watcher's a goat. Don't listen to him. You have
I
all
mean, he
these
is playing
Alex
3
is
Watchers, so
delusional.
there you go. Look, the
It-
guy's playing 3 Watcher.
He's not playing them in the correct
He's got one in the
configuration.
board.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean,
Okay.
this is
I'd much
Watchers
rather
is
keep
good
him in the
into
main.
Draven, yeah.
Uh,
Into Draven, is
Yeah.
Watcher really good? Probably not.
Watcher's
Thanks to
just so
Draven.
acid to
I-
Draven.
I actually think Watcher's best application, like in the Draven meta, like is you play the Watcher just raw as a 7 and you delete their whole board with the Bellows.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I agree. It's good for the might
Yeah.
reduction, but because it's
I think-
just that and it's so expensive, I think it makes sense as a 2 of
I think if you're a Kai'Sa trying to target Draven in current year, you're playing a lot like. I think you're like maxing on all these cards. Like you max the Watchers, you 2 to 3 Bellows Breath, 2 to 3 Piercing Light, obviously 3 Falling Star, and you cut down on cards like Blood Rush and Cleave because these just. I think these cards lose a lot of value in the even in the Draven decks. We've cut them pretty much because you're not winning fights anymore. Like fights aren't. Like it's like the new age of warfare, like how wars are fought with drones now. Well, this is like World War II. Like this is like back in the trenches with machine guns. But we're fighting with drones now. Like nobody actually fights anymore. It's just all proxy wars and drone strikes. So, and that's exactly what Draven is. It's all your drone strikes, your put shouts, which are the proxy wars, and all this fake combat. So, I think Kai'Sa should be actually cutting back on these now, but maybe that's a hot take.
No, I kind of agree. And somebody mentioned that, if your opponent flips Aurelia Legend and you're playing Kai'Sa, you're pretty sad. That matchup can be really tough. So long as you have time warps and, they don't have the hard bargain, then you've at least got game. But, yeah, I don't know if Thundercock is enough, but maybe it is.
I mean, you've got
if you can get enough guys on the board. The thing is that like this format, as we've evolved more into the Draven format, we've started seeing decks cutting creatures a lot and moving towards more interaction. Then like you need to the good thing that you can do with Thundersong, like your best case scenario into decks like Aurelia is be able to build a big enough board. And so if everybody's cutting all these creatures and just having interaction, then decks like Aurelia are gonna move higher into the ladder because like their counters are not out there. And you need to actually, like, if you just Thundersong with like 2 guys on the board, the Aurelia is gonna laugh at you and just mag dump their interaction and go to like 15 and wall you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is a little too in the middle of I want to have removal spells and I want to be a Kai'Sa deck. So I think it's kind of pick a lane and stay in it for me.
Yeah, this is definitely wanting that cake and eating it too type of Kai'Sa list, but Kai'Sa's not bad.
Next,
Yeah,
Just
I
gotta
think Kaisa
find the
has
right
a few more
variation of it.
counters this format than she did in the first.
the 12 purples. Oh my god.
Yes, these are the
Yeah.
Nocturne decks, and this is another Nocturne
Yeah.
Battering Ram deck, just out of Annie this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, this one's on 7 red cards. Spicy.
People really getting into this battering ram engine over in
I mean, at
China.
least this
is
deck
like the
literally has no way to spin red power. Like, there's
That is
actually
true.
no
There's actually
no
zero
need
way.
for red runes in this specific.
I mean, yeah, I guess because we aren't on Ride the Winds plus Y anyways, then
Nope.
sure.
I would play 2 red runes
But-
just to make my opponent play around Falling Star. Just I flip a red rune and they're like, okay, and then I flip the second one on turn 2 and they're like, oh wait, he's got Falling Star in this deck. Got to play around it. Huh? No, I'm only kidding.
Maybe.
That probably doesn't work.
Obelisk of
but-
Power in here is crazy. I don't entirely understand that
Yeah,
one either.
Obelisk is a little wild. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's. I guess
Going first, they want to be able to turn
Ezreal
in
on the
Ezreal.
play.
Yeah. They want to
Sure.
fizz. They want to fizz on the play just to flex.
Just to flex.
A vulgar
Yeah.
display of
Yeah.
fizz.
Yeah,
That
turn
one
one,
I'd
turn
be
one
surprised
Ezreal, like
on.
turn one seal Ezreal, pretty gross for sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
this
but
is
we're seeing
like-
a lot of this style of deck. It's kind of out of both Annie, Draven, Sivir, etc. I don't think I've seen it in Aurelia, but I don't know that it would particularly do well there
Scrap heap.
anyways. So
Scrap heap in the side, so we can
Doesn't have the
assume-
battering ram, so
This is interesting. I get it's best of 1, but scrap heap in the side is a strange decision to me. So I assume in best of 3, this isn't starting game 1s on Warrens. They start.
well,
They don't
it's
start game 1
the
obelisks.
specific reason why, Alex, is that in best of 1 your battlefield is random, whereas once you get to a certain portion of top cut into any of these events that actually have sideboards posted, then it becomes a best
Oh,
of
it is
3.
best
So
of 3
it's
in these top cuts. I didn't know that.
only in top cuts
or in
and then
finals
it's-
sometimes.
So
Yeah,
it's-
it depends on the event, and there's no way to know for sure. Some of them are top 8, some of them are top 4, some of them are finals.
They don't
but,
even know till they get there.
yeah.
They just show up and they tell them.
Right.
You get to top 8 and they're like new. It's like Mario Party. It's a new mini game every time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why the sideboards are posted in these, despite us saying it's best of 1. It's only best of 1 until top cut.
All right,
But
everybody.
obviously, this list had to adapt to the fact that was the case by not being able to play the scrap heaps main, since they don't know if they'll be on Sunwarns or not. Personally, I think they could play the scrap heaps anyways, because you got merchants, you got Ezreals. Like most of the time, I'm not even conquering to discard my heaps. But
All right, everybody. It's top
yeah.
8.
This
Now
deck's
you're
fine.
all gonna play with your opponent's deck instead. Swap
you can put
decks
the
with
shell
them.
into pretty much anything. That's how we keep things balanced, right? Just get your opponent's Draven deck, and then you're
Yes, you both play Draven. Yeah, the joke is you're both just playing Draven anyways. So
good. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this works out of Annie better or Draven. I mean, Draven is a better legend. Annie, I'm not really sure what we're gaining. I mean, I guess if you're like really just trying to turbo, then maybe that extra 2 energy like lets you, turbo quicker with stack decks on your opponent's turn and things like that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hold up
like,
your hard bargain. Hold up your rebuke. Hold up your.
Yeah, always being
Yeah.
able to have
Switcher,
bargain
I
up is
suppose.
nice for sure.
I'm surprised there's no
Yeah.
weapons in any of these. Like even the longsword, you figure an Annie would be like somewhat decent, but I guess like because they do have
Then
big
we'd have to
guys
pay.
here.
We'd have to play Fury runes, Alex.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think the power costs are just already really steep for this deck in general too. Like especially when you don't start Purple Seal. That's one of the things we were talking about earlier in testing. It's just like these Purple Engine decks look so much better when you start Purple Seal versus when you don't. Like even
Mhm.
getting Ezreal online is like good, but when you actually have to then start paying a power for, even if it's just 1 power for your double called shot, like you just start falling behind in resources.
I have
And then
two
if you're
big-
playing Nocturnes on top of that, you're really falling behind on resources. Even though you're gaining cards on the board, you're falling really low in
Yeah.
energy.
I have 2
For
big
sure.
problems with these types of decks, and it's the one which we identified early, which is like, okay, you like do the whole circus, go through your whole deck, but then it's just like, okay, but now what? And the second problem I have with these decks is they're very reliant on their defense. Annie especially, because she's untapping too, right? And if you see everybody playing Thunder, Bernier Thunder, whatever, in their decks, now a lot of the way these decks win by defending themselves or trying to stay alive, because these decks aren't winning by holding battlefields. Like, these units are not really big enough to hold a battlefield by themselves. Especially when...
Yeah, I mean, battering ram is decent size.
Yeah, battering ram is decent size, but when you look at your deck and you're just like, oh, like, half my deck dies to one single, like, double get two-pieced by Falling Star, it's hard, and you don't have the Buy the Win finisher that Annie normally has, so a Bernier kind of just shuts off a lot of your defense that this deck kind of offers, especially when it's being played in multiples where they can go, okay, I'll play it, swing in, okay, I'll play it again, swing in, like... I think that's my biggest issue with some of these, like, purple engine, like these, like, turbo through your deck, pay all this power purple engines, besides the already mentioned problem of trying to have seal, is that you get really tight on power, and then when you try to hold for game, you just explode when they play Thunder Song. So I think Nocturne does a little bit to fix that, because you're pumping out guys a lot faster, but I'm a little still dubious of these types of decks, so we'll see. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you want.
I mean,
it's to me, it feels like you would want some Rosses in this package too. Like,
I agree.
I don't
with
know.
that.
there's just no space. There's
Yeah,
just
I
so
agree.
much that you have to be playing.
The
That it's
engine
just
does
like,
take up a lot of space.
I mean, you could,
Yeah,
like, Ross and Battering Ram are, like, I would want both of these, is my thinking. I would want,
Right,
like...
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, both of these in a deck. I mean, you could trim, like, a Last Rites. Like, you don't need this Blood Rush. Like, you could trim those. There you go. You got two Rosses right there. Yeah, I mean, you could trim just a Blood Rush in this Last Rites, and you've at least got two Rosses. Like, I don't think that's unreasonable. And maybe, like, if you thought Ross was better than Battering Ram, you could play a Battering Ram. Like, I like the idea of playing the full package of the free/cheap big guys, Nocturne, Hopeful, Ram, Rossa, like the four just cheap big guys. I think it makes you a little less soft to the Thundercock, so... yeah, I don't know. There could be something here, but
I like the engine. I just don't know if it's been solved, but I like the engine.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try variations of this.
That's the thing, is that we've been talking about this engine for a while internally, and like we've been like, okay, well, you draw your deck, and what do you do? And now we're seeing like, okay, well, drawing all your deck gets you a bunch of Nocturnes and this free card, this other free card, right? And this other potentially free card if you're playing the Rosses too, the Battering Rams. So like now we have the, okay, well, that's the point of drawing our whole deck. Now it's just, is it good now enough? That we know how to draw our whole deck, and now we know what we do when we draw our whole deck, can we make a consistent win condition with all that? And that's the next question that we have to answer and refine.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see. What do you think Ezreal's game of choices? I don't know, probably like checkers. He may look refined, but I don't think there's any neurons firing in that brain of his.
So we've got Darius next, and as I like to call this, the worst Rexi deck. I'm going to be honest. I've ever since.
I mean, this is definitely not. This is very different from a Rexi deck.
Yeah, it's very different in that it's not Rexi, and I'm a firm believer that if you're in these colors, you should just be Rexi, because Rexi is way cooler than Darius. Look at him; he's got a little. What is this a puppet? I've never even noticed this. Does he have a puppet in this picture?
On his alt-art thing, yeah, it's this little. Like,
he's carrying a dummy. Like, what an idiot! Like, God.
What a dummy.
He's just like me carrying you on the team.
This is just ridiculous. Look at this. So stupid. What is this guy, Jeff Dunham? Like, no. Rexi, she would never have a dummy. She would never be carrying this ventriloquist dummy around. So.
That deck carries you every day. What are you talking about?
Okay, fair enough. That was a good one. I'll acknowledge that. Boom. Can we get a soundboard? So
that's a you thing, Mr. Streamer Man.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck. You can expect that in 1 to 2 business years at best.
Yeah, I mean, this deck is definitely going second. You're able to like double drop pretty often. You got 9 2s plus the hopefuls. So like that's definitely something Rexi can't do on the draw. You're not dropping 2 guys. The BF
It's
sword
supply
is
pressure, play efficient units, kill them. This is literally a deck as classic as they come,
yes,
right?
this is classic Riftbound, which not sure if classic Riftbound works in the League of Draven, but you know it's doing some stuff. It's got Thunder Songs to play around shenanigans. Got the Forerunner to play around some other matchups. You got a lot of really good 4-drops. Yeah, it's just a pretty low to the ground, mid-rangey aggro deck.
Whoa,
Yeah.
I actually
Had
have to
someone
read
mentioning,
Noxian
yeah.
Guillotine. Give me a sec here.
While you
Choose a
while you
unit.
read that, yeah, somebody
Oh, it's
mentioning
Draven.
win
Draven.
cons and the purple nocturne decks. Yeah, a lot of them their win condition is just swarming with dudes and like using fighter flights to push things out if you need to. So there's just no room for a real win condition. And to be honest, those color combinations typically don't really have much
I
outside of like
love
Watcher, I guess. So
I love the unique wording on this card. Kill it now. We'll never get that wording probably on a card ever again, so I can really appreciate that.
yeah. Kill it now is
Kill it
is
now.
new.
Kill it now.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
demanding.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, wait, why is rally the troops in this? Like, how many? You don't even have the
The
token.
Legion card, right? Like
Yeah,
even
but
going second again, you could like rally the troops, use Darius trigger, and then like
make one
play a
guy.
hopeful
It draws a
up
card.
on it. You draw a card.
I feel like
I
if you're
mean-
playing this, you should be playing the token makers, right? Because it'll put the coins on the tokens, right? Like if you have the guy that makes 2, it'll put a coin on it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Wait,
Yeah,
what
I
does
feel-
Rally the Troops read?
yeah. It depends on how it
And
reads.
so whenever you play a unit or play a card,
When a friendly
When
unit
a friendly unit is played
buff
this-
it. Yeah,
yes, then yes, it will buff.
Yeah.
It'll buff all of your tokens as well.
Yeah, I do
But
Yeah,
agree
like, I
it's
don't
like
that.
a
know, it's just
decent-
low impact.
a decent Legion enabler. It cycles itself. It has some upside if you're legioning another guy out, unless it's the Glory Seeker, obviously.
Mhm. So I mean,
works
this is
with
just an
Fiora.
all-in
Extra buff on her. Make her mighty.
vomit your hands
I do.
style deck. Like,
The-
and if vomiting your hands good enough, you win. If it's not, then you lose.
Yep.
That's really it.
And I really love this sideboard plan of all the good cards and like. Yeah, we don't need Falling Star, Piercing Light Main. We'll keep those in the side. Like, I would much rather play Rally
Yeah, I
Troops
mean-
and Call to Glory.
That's something I think you can do more out of the Rexi decks. I don't really know how often they're boarding those in, but
Another reason
who
Rexi
knows?
is just the
Maybe
best.
it's. I mean, it's because you can afford to play seals in that deck, whereas Draven really can't because he's so limited on cards.
Yeah.
Or Darius, rather.
I'm
Just wanna
fail to see how this deck is like winning in Draven meta. Like even making top is kind of surprising to me, but maybe just like spamming the Thundercocks over and over is enough to win the game. These are cards.
Hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what your Draven matchup is if you never see it. So
That is true.
plenty of instances of that exact thing happening. So
Another Draven deck is standard as they come. This guy's got Piercing Light. There's nothing to talk about
Yeah.
here.
Not much to see here.
Yep.
yeah.
And, ooh,
If
we've
you
got
guys want
another
Draven
Azir.
lists, there are about 1 million of them.
And this is
Another
This
Azir
is
list.
pretty.
we're seeing the Faithful
similar.
again, even as a one of. We've
One of.
got
Only one call the week.
only whoa. Okay, this is just come on, guys. Like Aurelia is a deck you're playing one call a week. Like no, this card's good against Draven too. This card's really good against Draven because their boards aren't like super wide a lot. So sometimes you're just like. You just like kill them down to one guy, or they have like the Draven that retreats on the Reaver's row. They got a guy on the other battlefield. You kill that. You call the Draven in the back. Like I actually think Cole stocks are at an all-time high right now, especially in a deck like this. But we've got a lot of one-ofs. A one of Thwonk, a one of Faithfolk, a
Not
one
a
of
ton of
Guardian Angel.
equipment either.
Yeah.
I
Not a
think
lot of
13
equipment.
equipment is. I usually at least play GA out of this color combination
Yeah, there's only
as
one
a
GA.
max of 15. Yeah.
I understand
And this
why.
weird Azir split is crazy.
I understand why there's only one GA in here, and that's because GA can't actually, like, you don't want to lose the weapons. You want them to stay on the board, and GA explodes just to save a token that doesn't do anything once it's dead. So I understand a lot of these.
Well, no,
Azir
you
decks-
don't. You don't ever equip it to the token. You just wait until you play your Azir your like actual Azir chosen champ, and then you give it the GA.
but a lot of the times the tokens don't do a lot without the weapons on them. You want the weapons on them. Like, I'm not saying this card shouldn't go in Azir, but having played against Azir a good amount with our teammate, like, I can understand why Guardian Angel is not high on the list for this deck, because a lot of the times you want the Weapon Master to equip the weapon immediately, but you don't want to lose the weapon afterwards. Like, I could see where if this was optional, you would play this in the deck. Like, you would just equip it to get the +1, so you could run over whatever their 2-drop is, and then when your token died, you'd say, okay, I'll just send it back to the base and I'll keep it till it could do something real. But typically, these tokens really need these pumps to actually be able to win fights, and you're using the Weapon Master to do that. So I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying I understand it. I get why it's not in here.
The fake cards are better than the real ones. I agree.
So I just
Three
At
Deserts
least
Call
I
is
was playing
interesting.
Free Arise, so
yeah, he did play through.
Yeah,
that's
Yes,
good.
he did play 3 Arise.
yeah, that card's obviously pretty good.
A man who uses
Three Deserts
Microsoft
Call is like an
Edge
additional
would prefer
2-drop.
TCS over TCG Arena.
Yep.
Microsoft Edge
He's
is
the only
nice.
one of us that uses Microsoft Edge, by the way. We all call him out for this all the time. So we do not
doesn't
we do
speak for
not
the rest of us.
condone this behavior.
No, Microsoft Edge is
Yeah.
fine. It's the default browser, and I don't want to go into the setting and change the default browser. I just learned today that F11 full screened. So if you think I'm going to learn how to change the default browser, you're sorely mistaken.
We're trying our best, so
Yeah,
sorry,
he eats
chat.
whatever
This is
slop
what we
Bill
gotta
Gates
work with
feeds
for now.
him. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is it?
Improves Divide, also kind of a cool card.
Wait,
it's just a
Bill's-
flash, but
Wait, Bill Gates made Microsoft Edge? Thought,
what?
wait.
He made Microsoft.
He made
Oh. that's
Microsoft?
true. Did he? I thought that was.
What did you think he did?
I don't know. I just thought he was
mean-
like rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. He's
Okay.
rich.
I thought he made Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Okay, now you're just
So did
trolling.
Microsoft.
Now you're just trolling.
Yeah.
Now he's just trolling, chat.
Yeah.
Still using his Netscape on his 98 gateway computer. I don't know what
Yeah.
any of those words mean.
He's got
so.
he got the dial-up sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in my day, we used to have
Crazy.
Net Zero.
All right.
So
Someone was
Wow.
asking if we got a Fiora deck coming up. None
is
Yeah.
yet, Burger King, but I think we might cover one.
We'll get to the Fiora deck
Wait.
at some point whenever we get to that specific event.
Oh, my comments are way ahead. That's crazy. So next up, is there a Fiora deck? No, but we have a Victor deck for you, and I'm guessing it's Control Victor. Yep. Hot off the market.
Not really.
I mean, it's a little
There's
spicy.
definitely more.
25.
Yeah.
What's the spiciness rating on this? Let's see. We got a 45% spiciness rating. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having actual 2-drops in there, you got the Watcher. As we mentioned
2-drops
already,
are an
I like the
interesting
Watcher's
choice.
interaction with Bellows Breath. It gives you another combo piece to combo with the Bellows Breath so that you're not just hopefully drawing.
Yeah,
the
maybe we
Imperial
should be
Decree.
trying that in our Victor deck. That seems crazy. Maybe that's something we missed. We have not tried the Fox. Mainly because a certain Fox hater told
Yeah.
us not to.
Oh, was that why?
I do not remember ever saying any of that.
No,
I
but if
remember
I had
that.
suggested it, you would have said that. So I'm just getting it out of the way.
Yeah,
we-
and that's okay. We can test it, bud. You can try it, and then you'll realize it's dog shit, and then you'll have to admit to everybody that I was right.
Hey, this
I'm
deck's
always
alright
right.
in a Draven. This is okay.
We've been testing Zenzao a little bit. How did that card look, guys? What do you guys think? It looked okay sometimes.
It's been alright. Jinzhao's been. I've liked it. It's not a card that I would say. It's a card that will remain in the deck for now. I've played a good amount of Victor with it. Into certain matchups, it's good. It's not great into Draven, of course. But it has its matchups. It has some spots where it's pretty decent. The fake cards are better than the real ones. It'd be really nice if it didn't cost a power, but I I've liked it so far. It's not overperforming. It's not underperforming. I've just liked it. Is kind of my summation of it. Card Sharp, however, I did try and did not like that guy. I thought he was very bad. Was not a fan. Would not put him back in the deck, and I don't understand the point of Honest Broker or Plundering Poro. Like,
Seems like he wants gold. Card Sharp, Poro, Broker.
Yeah.
He
I
wants
guess if you want to play all these cards, I would just
Yeah.
play the Armory. Like, I just think it's significantly better than any
Bit
of
of
these
an
cards.
overcorrection
Yeah.
for sure. And
Yeah.
yeah. Ron says Colin is the people's champ. Thank you. Yeah. I'm here for the people. Always.
So yeah, I mean, this is
Make
fine.
things interesting.
I think this is like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to see Armory. Been really liking
Yeah,
Armory out of the deck.
I do like the Watcher though. I think that's a great choice.
Sure.
The cheap unit's got to go.
I agree. Yep.
I
this
could
is
see
all-
trying
this is
Watcher,
chaff.
but
If I was to
Yeah.
play one of these cheap
The reason-
units, though, it is Plundering Poro, if that's the one you choose, because at least that one gets you a gold right away almost always. The rest of these are like, this only works when you go second, otherwise you have to wait, and it makes your turn awkward. This one, I just... Why?
Broker
I
also
didn't-
gets one, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Broker has to
I'm
die.
fine with both of them.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but the Poro
Your shit's
has
gonna
to
die
conquer.
anyways, brother.
The
Like,
Poro, the problem with these cards is, okay, they both do something on turn one, and they never do anything after that. They just sit in your hand like fucking bricks. You're better off just making a token for one than ever playing these on any turn but one. That's the real
Sure.
issue with any of these cards. Is like a 1/1 token for one is pound for pound better on any other turn of the game than what these guys are. Like if you go second, you can make these and a token. That's probably the coolest thing you can do with these twos. And I would bet any money, having played enough Victor, that's what this guy wanted to do. He wanted to just be like, oh, when I go second, I can make two guys. Yay!
yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
I
I,
think
mean,
this is-
there's plenty of ways to do that at a victory.
think the
so.
Xin Zhao is fine, but the rest of
know.
these are horsecock, so it's gonna be a no for me on those. And then we've got some Drevens, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we're in
look-
top 16 now. We can. Oh, sure. We could.
I want to
speak of
just
the
look at
orange.
the Ornn deck real quick. I know we've been cooking up a lot of Ornn, so I just wanted to stop and see what someone else has got going, and it's not too far off of ours. It's actually pretty.
I mean,
he's
he
got,
has
like-
two schlongs. Like, what's going
Oh
on
yeah,
with that?
yeah, okay. No, I've seen enough.
Yeah, okay.
I've
Bye
seen
bye.
enough.
Yeah, that's your
the best card you've
bread
got.
and butter. Like, yeah, you
we'd
need
be
to
playing
find that
10
card,
of that
so.
card. We'd be playing 10 of that in our deck if we could. Like, no.
Nah, bro. We're playing two Auroras in our Aurora deck. It's fine.
I've seen enough. What was that? So that was
Just
that
have
was
it.
Beijing. So I'm gonna try to stick to the ones
Yeah.
from we had a bunch from this past weekend. So let's do this 100.
I mean, we can cover the runes in Rift.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
do the Runes
remember.
and Rift. Yeah,
Should
we'll
find-
do Runes and Rift.
We can do the runes in Rift at this point. I'll find you the one that actually has the one non-Draven deck that one too.
So let's see what we got here. Wow, Draven. Guys, the Chinese just aren't inventive. The Americans will do such a better job. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
We were told that
Mhm.
Ezreal was the Draven answer. As you could see, there was an Ezreal in top 16,
Really good.
and Draven was in first, second, and third. So
Great answer.
yeah, I don't know. Show us, I guess, guys. We're
Vex.
still waiting to see it, but until then, we're sticking by Ezreal is in C tier.
Yes,
Yeah.
Israel C tier. Wait until we do the tier list
I mean-
review tier list. So
Yeah,
this is
That one I'm excited to do. See
We-
if I was right on everything.
so we've got
This is
Called Shot. Interesting. We've got Called Shot, but none of the rest of the engine that usually we've seen with Called Shots. We've got Called Shot, we've got Vex, but everything else here is completely standard almost. Like nothing too far out of left field here. It's just pretty standard Draven otherwise.
Yeah, pretty stock.
We've got some angle shots in the side, some gusts in the side. These things make sense to me. I wonder what the Kaisas are for. I feel like this is a
Like
main or none card.
Is this the first place list?
This is the first place list. Yep.
yes.
He's
This is
on
the first
double
place
Vex.
list. Yeah.
Double Vex. Yeah. I don't I don't believe in this Vex card. It has to be in combat, which for those of you, I mean, you all know now how that works probably, but if you didn't, this means it doesn't just have to be at a battlefield. There has to be something on the other side fighting it. It's not just when it's going in to try to capture. So, like, on top of this having to be at a battlefield, it has to be fighting against something. So I think this is a little. I think this is like
It just gets pushed out, and then like you got them to spend an extra energy and a power to push out the Vex, assuming that they didn't just like falling sword off the board or something.
Yeah, it costs a power.
I mean, she really shines when they're only able to leave like 2 up, right? Because then like all their tricks are shut off.
Yeah, but she doesn't have accelerate, so like the Vex has to come out a turn before I know that she's gonna be there. So like,
True.
Cosmo the Hound said this
I would
guy
just
got
rather be
zero
thundercocking.
use. He said he got zero use for this. Did you watch this? You watched this a lot on stream.
I got close to 0 use out of the Vex.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise us. We don't think this card's very good.
Yep,
I think this list becomes infinitely better if you just turn those 2 Vexes into some Thundercocks.
The Thunder Song literally does better Vex. Like, yes, maybe Vex in the Magical Christmas Land gets to live for a full turn cycle and use her effect twice, but probably not.
Or you could just play Thunder Song and be like, actually, you can't even play the cards that you have.
Can't play any of your cards, no matter how much energy you have.
We'll move to the second place Darius list. Oh, look, it's his stock. This one has 1 Vex and an Edge of the Night, but again, just a stock Darius list. Or Draven list, not Darius. This guy's
big fan of Thunder Songs in the main, especially if this was only a 32-man event. They knew it was going to be, high-level players from the previous events who placed well, and they knew a lot of them were going to be on Draven, so I'm a big fan of seeing Thunder Songs in the main. That card's just crazy in general, honestly, especially into Aurelia and a lot of other strong strategies this format.
Yep. So
I mean, it's just like their finisher.
Whoa.
You know?
No.
Yep.
2 more Vex and no more Thunder.
2 Vex in the board.
Yeah. None of the.
Yeah. This sideboard's kind of whack.
Yeah.
We've seen some stack decks in the side. Only 1 stack deck in the side.
Okay, so ask me this: where do you need stack deck? Where are you like? Well, my deck needs to be more consistent in this one matchup than others. This is like I don't
scroll up to his battlefields, Alex. The only reason is because he going second. Like this deck is very much so a 2-4-6 type of deck. So like going second, you always have that extra energy you're not doing anything with.
Yeah, but just play 3 of it.
I think that's typically the point of this stack deck. I'm not disagreeing with you.
This doesn't.
I'm just
having 1 in the board is a little strange, I would say.
Trying to get in the mind of a caveman. Nope. It's 3 or nothing.
I'm just letting you know why. I always will play 3, so that's.
So this is Togg's list.
Our boy Togg's list.
So Anton,
he's got some crackhead shit.
I'm already getting to peek.
Yeah,
take a look at his stuff.
I mean, he actually had the right idea. He had 3 Thundercock. I actually fucked with that. Like he was all in. He woke up right in the morning. He fucking took out his pipe, lit that glass up, and said, 3 Thundercock. This is it. And I believe in that. I'm into the crackhead energy. I actually think I fuck with this three Thunder song. I think that's why
when he DM'd me, that's exactly what I told him. I was like, "That's 3 Thunder song is some crackhead shit."
Like, so, yes, I'm here for it. I love. This is cooking crack in the right direction, though. Like this is like high class whipping up rock. What do they call high end crack? That's what this is. That's cocaine. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I fuck with this though. So Todd, you've got my vote. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, no Forerunners.
Todd's definitely got.
He's got Forerunners in the board,
list.
I guess. But yeah, I do think Tog had one of the better lists. I can understand why he thinks that this deck is pretty solid into Aurora with triple Rebuke in the main and triple Thunder Song. Still think that you're gonna get clapped, but
all Alright, next up we've got Kaisa, Daughter of the Void. Again, seeing this new leader in 2 separate tournaments is really cool. It's nice to see some of these set 2 leaders that we've not gotten a preview of rise up. And we've got the Whoa. Okay, so this is pretty standard actually. We've got singularities, which I actually think is a really good adjustment for this meta.
Yeah. Really good into Draven.
Yep, very good into Draven.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I agree with cutting down the Acathian Reigns in exchange of the singularities, but this is fine. 1 guns is like, I still think these 1-ofs are weird. Like if you're playing a removal spell, like I get you're trying to like dip your toes in the waters and see how they do, but I love this card. I think this card is broken against Draven. I think this card is just crazy. So I think I would play at least 2 of this card.
It's good into Draven.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
But like, I guess they probably just didn't want to target exclusively Draven, so that's why they're a little bit lighter on this. Void Seeker is one that I'm honestly not as big of a fan of, just because like the timing window never really works out that Void Seeker is going to do what you want it to do, because they're just going to like play their axe or something in response, because you're trying to cast it on their turn where they have all the energy, so it just gives them the option to just be like, oh, play an axe, got rid of your Void Seeker, thanks for the 3 energy, I was going to play this card anyways, but so
good into,
I don't
like,
really like
Mirror and some other cards, right? Or some other decks, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that there's other applications for Void Seeker to still make it worth, and you still have to force them to play it at a time that they may not want to. They may be equipping it to something they don't want to, and they still have to have it. So, but it does feel a little clunky, is my like gut reaction to seeing this card. 1,000 Tailed Watcher I kind of fuck with, but again, I'm sure Alex is fucking wherever he is right now. He's yelling into the void, being like 1,000 Tailed Watcher. But again,
1,000 Tailed Watcher.
The one thing.
No.
Yeah, there we go. The one thing that I think this Kaisa deck definitely fucked up is the battlefield choices. You cannot play Reaver's Row in this format, bud. I don't know how to be the one to break it to you, but giving Draven an extra game of Reaver's Row, like if there's a reason that this Kaisa lost to the other Dravens, it's probably that. That is crazy, because this list does look good into all of our top Dravens. But like, yeah, you gotta cut that Reaver's Row, champ. You can't be playing that in the Draven meta.
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna say in relation to the Void Seeker is just like, I've found lately, as we've started testing more, especially as we've started playing a lot more Thunder Songs in our decks, that proactive removal is actually a lot better than reactive removal. Cards like Call the Weak, cards like Falling Star, things that you can do on your turn to just make sure that they can't swing back on you, rather than having to hold up all this interaction to be able to deal with whatever they throw at you on their turn. That was really good in set 1, and it's still like a solid strategy if your opponent doesn't have Thunder Songs. But if you're playing against a red deck, odds are they're playing a lot of Thunder Songs to deal with Draven and Aurelia. I mean, Aurelia is kind of catching strays because it's mostly for Draven, though, that matchup can be tough for Draven. So like that just helps you seal the deal against that deck and other decks. It also answers Ornn and other just any kind of control victor shenanigans, like just burning 5 to 8 or whatever of your opponent's energy is really strong. And so it's just really tough to be holding mana up with reactive spells in this format with Thundersong everywhere.
Yeah,
I've been playing actually Void Seeker 2 in my Rexi deck, and Rexi is a different beast than this, but I do think that Void Seeker's time is kind of come and gone. I have not been feeling the Void Seeker. It's not even just the instant speed. The Thunder Clock is part of it, of course. But the slow speed removal is just so much more efficient now. You've got Falling Star, you've got Piercing Light, you've got Singularity, and in this deck you've got Acathian Rain. Like, it's just like come to this like critical mass now where a bunch of these colors got like 1 or 2 more like slow speed interactions that can hit base or 2 for 1. that they didn't have in set 1. So now a lot of these removal-based decks actually just have this critical mass of removal, and there's no need for these instant speed removals that are just a little bit lackluster in comparison to, like, compare Void Seeker to Falling Star. Even Piercing Light. I think Piercing Light's just better than Void Seeker. Like, it's just, like, kind of taking the slot over Void Seeker in a lot of these decks. So I have not been feeling Void Seeker as of recent. I don't think it's it anymore.
If we're just trying to fuck over Draven, then just like, get rid of the Void Seekers, play some Piercing Lights.
Yep.
Play some more Singus, play a second Acathian Rain.
Play another Rain, yep.
You can play Smokescreen too, I guess, if you really want, but yeah.
All right.
Now,
Now,
Alex, I'll let you yap about this one. Give your take.
Your deck, it sucks. No, actually, I fuck with this. There's some things that are just like total crack pipe shit in here, but I think this guy had a good base and he thought of something. So I say this all the time in all card games. Every now and again, a lot of the best decks I've ever played, or decks that someone on my team has come up with, or something I've come up with, is been some guy played in an online tournament somewhere, and I absolutely hated his deck, but then I look at like a package of cards or one card and go, wait a second, I think this guy was onto something. And this is kind of where I feel with this Rexi deck. I had kind of given up on Rexi, sort of, but he thought of something that I actually think this was not supposed to be a one of. This card, I've been testing Rexi pretty heavily the last couple days. This card made a huge difference in my opinion. I think the Sun Disc was one of the big things that Rexi was kind of missing to unlock it, because I felt that one of the biggest issues was this was the literal epitome of a Dies to Falling Star deck. I was already testing with the Phoenix, and I liked the Phoenix, but the problem was still just it was slow. It couldn't score points. So your opponent would just Falling Star your whole board, and then they would score on you, and it'd be great because you could like kill something, get the Phoenix, play another guy, and it's great, but then you're not scoring, so you're not triggering Rexi's ability, and if they have another way to remove your board, now it's another turn where you're not scoring. Like, this was just the epitome of like, if my opponent draws two Falling Stars, I literally can't win the game. But with Sun Disc, I actually think you've unlocked some of the what was missing with this deck, where now you can at least have your guys score, trigger Rexi, put some more guys in the back, and keep churning guys out, and kind of keep scoring points every turn and keeping the tempo. I don't like a lot of what was going on here. I could not tell you why this was in the deck. I have no idea. You do not cycle through your whole like deck to where you like need to put things back. If this was, I talked about this earlier in our Discord stream, shameless plug by the way, where we were doing some Rexi games earlier, live streaming on our Discord, and I was looking at this deck and saying, I don't understand why this played this. If this was instant speed, like you could do this to interrupt their Fizz, their anti-trigger, to throw off their Rasas, even then, I don't know that I would play it for sure, but at least there would be some merit to it. Where it is right now, I don't understand this. I'm not even, like, gonna tell this guy he's an absolute dipshit, because I want to understand his reasoning before I say that he's a dipshit, because I truly don't understand.
Probably just in...
I truly don't understand.
It just has to have been, like, he got traumatized by... He just got traumatized by the Rasa nonsense decks and just assumed that's all anyone was ever playing. I think the Sivir won the last one of these events is part of it, and, like, I guess... He's cycling 4 back, so the Rasa's more expensive because he can do it on your turn. So if like all you're targeting is Rasa, then like it always works whether it's instant speed or not. The issue is that Sivir deck played into 0 Dravens, which is the reason why it won that event, because I guess nobody was just playing Draven at the event. People still wanted to have fun. It was early on. So I'm guessing that's what they are. Again, obviously given our testing, we've not thought it was correct. I don't think Forge of the Future is a particularly strong card, so
my deck,
I think you're better off playing the other two.
My Rexi deck looks a little similar to this. I don't play Vengeances. I cut the Void Seeker. It just wasn't feeling right. Maybe it'll come back. I upped the count on the Sun Discs. I like Vengeance in this deck. My problem with it is it's just so power hungry, and 3 seems like so much to me. Like, this deck is so power hungry. And to have to play a double yellow, especially when you're only playing the red seals, it just seems crazy to me. This card was broken. This went to 3. I didn't keep any of the sideboard except obviously the salvage. But my deck's like probably 10 cards different about than this. But he was cooking with the Sun Disc. I'm gonna keep cooking with the Sun Disc. I fuck with him for this idea. I think this should have just been higher. I don't understand the Forge of the Future. Like I said, I'm not even gonna be a dickhead because I do not understand why this was in here. You're just not cycling through most of your deck, so it's not for yourself. And with it not being reaction speed, it just doesn't have the utility to actually fizzle any of these graveyard things. So I don't get that one. I think he cooked a little bit with his Soaring Scout. I haven't tried this yet, but I am going to probably tonight or tomorrow. So he might have been cooking a little bit with that one too. I guess this doubles as a turn 1 play too, but I would rather just play a real creature. I guess like playing this off the top doesn't really matter either. So I don't really, I really don't get that. I guess like he makes a creature and gets a bonus effect, but that's going to be a no for me.
Did not expect the 5-minute rant on Forge of the Future, but
I just can't figure it out. I thought about it like the moment I saw the deck. I'm like, why is he playing Forge of the Future? Like, this is not some like deck that like. Granted, this wasn't like some crazy prestigious event, but like he still made top 8 with some like I'm sure decent players. Like, so I have to ask myself, why did he do this? This wasn't a guy at my locals that went 0-2 drop. So I just have to. I want to understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well.
Then we had a Victor deck.
This is just stock.
Pretty stock. Was playing the Jace Armory combo. What do you think? Colin's been hating on Jace in our testing session quite a bit. We haven't actually tried it, man. To be clear of people.
Yeah, I just don't see the point. Like, you're 25% to see this combo in your opener, right? And then you still need an Honest Broker or Wages of Pain or your Blood Money to resolve, which a lot of the times if you're playing into a good player, they won't let those cards resolve. And then if you get to like turn 3 and beyond, when you can just cast this Vanguard Armory anyways, like we're saving 3 energy and functionally discarding a card or making your Ravenblood Conservatory that much worse. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like Alex said, his 5-minute rant on Forge of the Future. I'm just like, this just seems so inconsistent and isn't really going. Even when it like pops off and you get your Jace combo, and it's so sick that you sacked a gold to get 3 energy because this body is not going to do anything anyways. Like, you discarded a card for 3 energy in the 20% of games that you actually get this off. Like,
no,
I agree. Just play the gear and that's it.
Yeah, I'm fully
exactly. There. Just play the Armory. You don't need the Jace.
I know a lot what you guys are thinking. Jace. When you think about Jace, you think about 2010 Squadron Hawks, Batter Skull swinging around, but this is not that Jace. This is he's a shell of his former self. This is a sad man. I think outside of that though, this deck is pretty good. Just again, the Jace doesn't really make sense, and then when you eliminate the Jace, why is the Honest Broker here? So like this is just like another bad creature shell. I think if I'm going to play creature here, it's going to be Xin Zhao or the Watcher, because those two actually make sense in this deck, whereas the rest of this doesn't really. And if you're going to play Jace, commit to it. Like, play more things. I don't know what those more things would be in a deck like this. Like, I don't know.
You have to start playing some seals maybe to crack. Like on turn 2, you draw Jace Seal Armory. You can do that,
which is still terrible in my opinion. But yeah, sure. Like. I guess Seal is kind of cute because it pays for the power of the Armory. One thing that bothers the fuck out of me about this Jace card is this effect is really powerful. Incredibly powerful effect. This guy's a 4-might for 4. And he costs no power. But Prize of Progress costs a power. And Prize of Progress is a 3-might for 4. A 3-might for 4, chat. And this guy's a 4-might for 4. Prize of Progress might as well be vanilla. It might as well have no effect. It might say, sometimes this card is a 4 for 4 with 1 power. But Jace, the feared Jace, this guy has absolutely no power cost. He can summon a 7-might gear on as early as turn 2. As early as turn 1 if you have Obelisk of Power, I guess. And some way to generate gold that I'm not really aware of. But this guy...
Just the seal's enough.
Doesn't make any sense. Yes, just
seal.
a seal. There you go.
You
A
can
seal
send
in
one
this
seal.
guy, boom. Instant armory turn 1 with Obelisk of Power. Crazy. Prize of Progress, nothing. Card does absolutely nothing. Alright, that's it.
This is going to be
I
on
think
any
Jace
of our
might be
future
worth
drinking
playing.
games or
I think Jace might
bingos.
be
Is
worth
going
playing
to
in the
be
future.
Alex mentions prize of progress.
Yeah, we just
I
need a
expect that to be coming
bigger
up.
bigger selection of like actual gears that he can cheat out that are probably like 5 energy or higher. Not right now. It's
Eventually, that card will be broken. It is not
Yeah.
right now, especially because it's only played in a control deck that can just afford to dirtle around anyways. So, like, what's the
Right.
point? You don't need to go fast and play this Giga Gear on turn 1 for it to do something. Like, you're only sending 1 unit into battlefields most of the time, anyways. Excuse me. Oh, who cares?
So yeah, I am curious why this Renata Glask is here. I guess like having haste guys is good versus like if you're playing
Hasty
against a deck that doesn't
tokens.
have if you're playing against a deck that doesn't have removal, I get why this is kind of nice because she just sits in the back and kind of just like launches tokens at them every turn, which I kind of fuck with that idea. Like it's not the worst idea in the world. I don't know if it's deserving of a side slot, but yeah, to each their own.
I'm not
Like,
sure about this rally the troops either.
Yeah, I mean, so like, no, this is just crackhead shit because you're only like you're gonna trigger like 4. You're gonna get 4 2/2s, but like it doesn't really make sense because like what deck do you need 4 2/2s against? Like I guess
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of
really
this is
know.
just like this deck is so everything is so core that there's just like nothing you're gonna
You do
cut
that.
anyways. So probably just put a bunch of sideboard cards there. Like, maybe there's one match if I want this, but I'm
Yep.
submitting. This is the best
This
of one
is-
deck. I'm submitting the same 39 every
Oh,
single
Yeah,
this
time.
is
like,
runes
who
and
cares?
rift, right?
No,
Yes,
this is-
but
this
like
ruins
the
it.
way that this deck is built
Sure.
is that it's built as a best of one deck. So like it's
And
you win your game 1 and hope they don't have the sideboard hate for you.
So
We
next
did have
we've got
Elution.
Yep, we've got Elution. So let's take a look at. Whoa. Okay, is it me or is there a lot of? I feel like I didn't have to scroll this much. Holy fucking one-ofs, Captain. Jesus Christ, is this a fucking EDH deck? One,
This-
well, that's a champion. So 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My brother in Christ.
11
Holy shit. This guy woke up and just went straight
Wait.
to meth.
You never know what to play around.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is like imagine like how many 2-ofs did he have? I'm curious. 1, 2, 3, 4. He had more 1-ofs than 2-ofs. That like the number of 1-ofs put together exceed the total number of 2-ofs. That's crackhead shit. Like that's bad crackhead energy though. This is not like Tog where he was on the good crackhead shit. This is the bad crackhead shit. This is like doing crack in an abandoned shack in the middle of the desert in Arizona somewhere. This is bad crackhead shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
This
Not
is
really interesting. I'm curious with the Rexi I was in there for too. I have talked about it many times that Rexi is just one of the best 3-for-3s in the game. Like,
yeah.
but it just like what does it? I guess it's just a 3-for-3 accelerate, and he just thought that was good enough. I mean, and
Yeah.
it is that
I
is a
mean-
good card. 3-for-3
Yeah,
accelerate
I guess-
with
Yeah, he's-
assault is a freaking powerful 3-drop.
What this
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know what it's really doing in this deck though, outside of just I guess you just wanted a haster.
brother,
Cheap
what is
haster.
one
Yeah.
what is one wallop doing in this deck? Explain that to me,
I don't
please.
know.
Like I guess it's
This
a
deck
minor
Regismond is
is-
fourth first mate.
Yeah,
Very
it's
interesting.
his 4th relentless pursuit first mate. I get 6 wasn't enough for him. He needed the 7th.
Does he have
one,
a
I
way
guess.
to buff, or is it he's just playing wall up straight up?
No,
Oh, he has
he's
the
just playing
he has the
wall up.
Warmog's
No, he's
armor. He has the
Warmog's.
armor.
Yeah, he's got Warmog's, so he can
He's
Oh,
got one
God,
buff
what is a
enabler.
Warmog's doing in
one
here?
challenge, one angle shot. If I had to play this guy in open decklist, I'd be fucking sick. I'd be like, dude, this is like you better have the Swiss arm. The right
What's it
part of the
matter?
Swiss
This
Army
is
knife.
terrible. Like, who cares?
I hate
He's
when I
playing
have to do this
13
shit.
one-ofs in his deck that doesn't
Dude.
draw cards. 11
Dude.
one-ofs, whatever the
Oh
hell
my
it is.
God,
Who
like,
cares?
This is like the Swiss
He's
Army
just an
knife of
EDH player.
decklist,
Let him
like-
have his fun.
Yeah,
This
this
is-
is a pile for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh my God, like
Yeah.
I don't even know how
We're a
to
big
talk
fan of
about
the
what
combo Draven. That's what we like here around our
The
testing group. We like
convolution.
the
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, Lucian. We like convolution.
Wait, he's a Pocket Cub in here? I didn't even see
Yeah.
that. Where's the Pocket Cub?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
but
no.
nobody
No,
ever
they
sees
really-
the
that's what they
pocket
really
cub
need.
Yeah,
coming.
nobody ever sees.
That's what they really
Yeah.
needed. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
True.
Yes,
Then it'd be good if he had the pocket cub, but
Should have just
Yeah,
actually
unfortunately
committed to
not.
the full one of deck and just play Reno.
yeah, this is.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, my brother in Christ, 11. Why? One Rune Runner, one
I
Young,
don't
like
think you're gonna understand that. You're not gonna
one
understand.
Region Learguard. I can't even say his name right. Like, oh god, I'm so tilted
Wow.
looking this. One Hex Drinker, one Angle Shot. Like,
Yeah.
God, yeah,
Yeah.
this is just.
Yep. It's
The
pile.
guy,
But he
guy had
sides two
some
more
cards he
Runes Runner.
liked.
He sides two more of the cards that are already one-ofs in his deck. That's where it gets even crazier. Like, he identified that these cards were sideboard material, but was like, I just want one of them in my deck anyways. This is crazy.
Testing what
Like,
feels good at an invitational.
Yeah,
is,
it's
yeah,
an
this is
invitational
true.
event. That's the thing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you earned an invite to this event. That's
Yeah.
not really where you want to be doing
Also-
the testing grounds.
Also, when you want to test something,
Yeah.
you play like two. You either play like 2 or 3 of it because you actually want to see the card. You could reasonably go through an entire tournament and maybe draw a wall up twice, and both the times you draw it, not see the scenario where it's good because you're not consistently drawing it. Like, that's the thing. One-ofs are
Mhm.
like, because especially with situational one-ofs, like a Legion Rearguard, for example, is just a 2-drop. So like, that's whatever. That's just like a fits all, one size fits all. But things like Ruin Runner, Wallop, Angle Shot, you're playing situational cards as one-ofs. So on top of having to draw them for the situation that you need that situation to actually come up. And these are not cards you ever want to test as one-ofs because the stars kind of have to align. You need to see them and you need to see the situation. So like, one-ofs make more sense, at least in the case of like, okay, Wallop, you could argue like he wanted a 7th First Mate and Relentless Pursuit. Miser's Copy. Those things make a little bit more sense. Something like Angle Shot, though, that has very specific scenarios on top of you having to draw it, that's where you kind of lose me there. Or like, Challenge is just a good card.
Yeah, Challenge
But
Challenge
that's
and Rune Runner are really the ones that hit me young too.
yeah, Rune Runner
Somebody
too.
said,
like-
you're only allowed this many one-ofs with 4 Quarter Calling or Green Sun's anything in your deck. I agree. That's it's crazy.
Yeah, if you had ways
yeah,
to
you can
tutor
play
your
this.
toolbox, like
I mean, I like
tutoring.
the one-ofs out of the purple deck that draws its entire deck too. I think the one-ofs are fine
Yeah,
there.
if you're
but,
capable
this
of
is the
drawing
deck that
half
draws.
more
yes,
of your
yeah,
deck, sure.
yes, I agree.
This deck
in-
draws the least amount of cards in the game, so
in-
it's like
in the downwell,
Why?
like turbo your decks, that stuff makes sense because you're seeing your whole deck, so you need to just by the end of your deck see these cards for specific scenarios. This deck doesn't draw. How many cards say draw a card in this deck? Two cards.
I think it's just Kaisa.
Kaisa,
Kaisa,
Kiana.
what?
They were playing
Kiana.
Kiana too.
Kiana.
Kaisa,
Oh,
Kiana.
okay, there
That's,
you go.
and I guess the one.
That's
angle
their draw
shot.
engine
The
every time
your
they
one angle
conquer.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
Ooh.
6 of those, so they do have 6 draw engine cards.
Which is interesting.
Wow.
They don't even.
I
play
mean,
the
draw
weapon.
engines and quotation marks.
Yes, still have to conquer.
If they draw a card every time they conquer, like great.
But
Yep. And then they get
Is a
run over
Bone
by
Shiver
Draven,
card
and he draws a
good?
card.
Reads
Yes.
like ass. It's fine out of this deck specifically, but like the Bone Shiver, you have to pay a power to equip it, and then you have to conquer. So then it ends up being like net neutral, and then they're gonna kill your guy anyways. So it's just like Bone Shiver's not great.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too hard because I also don't want to wake up with like somebody on an anonymous account on Twitter
Tarot
sends
King's
me my
about to
address.
show up. Be
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna
yep.
send me my address on
Yeah.
Twitter and be like, "Tread lightly, bud. Sleep with one eye open."
Yeah.
So,
You guys
but
are talking
yeah,
shit about my deck list.
yeah, I'm not feeling this one. Sorry,
Yeah.
Tarot King. And finally, we got a Victor. Victor.
I do love the tier 0 Aurelia, and that made top 16 of the 32 people. That one's
Yeah, Alon's Q, I believe.
that
is
one
the
I gotta
who
see.
said S tier Aurelia, but yet there's no Aurelias in sight. Curious.
And imagine that. I wonder why.
But he also said A tier Ezreal. Where's the Ezreals at? Where's the A tier Teemos at?
Yeah.
Curious.
Curious.
It's almost like these Challenger
Uh.
TCG guys predicted something like this.
You participate in the
Man.
meta, but you also hate the meta. Very curious. So,
Yeah.
once again, we've got Jace. At least here it makes a little more sense. This guy's got the seals, so we're getting closer. Like, this is the monkey is evolving. Like, this is we're at like the first stage where we're like the fish hopping out of water, turning into the monkey. So this is good at least. But there's no.
We haven't fully gotten there.
Yeah, we're not quite bipedal yet, but we're getting there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why not max the seals. Like, I think if you're gonna do this, you go all in on the seals. One thing I do fuck with is the one salvage main. I really wanted to put one salvage main in my Victor deck forever. It's very cute in the mirror too, because like they probably only draw like one armory early enough for it to make an impact, and you actually get to crack it. So I actually think that's pretty cool. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of salvage in the main.
Yeah.
The rest of this
Don't
is
worry,
pretty.
don't worry, Nova Riftbound. We're okay pointing fingers here at Challenger TCG.
Yeah, we will call people
don't
out.
Call out our
but-
meta opinions if you don't want us to call you out when you're freaking wrong and we're right.
We're always right is the thing. Like we're never
Here's the
wrong.
thing, though. Here's the thing. When we're wrong and we have to do the apology video, it'll just be me here. It'll be me by myself. Like, yes, guys, we were wrong.
Because you'll be the one who is wrong. I'm never wrong. Never have been. Never will
Excuse
be.
me. Excuse me? You know what? You can go on the wrong video now. Just for that, now you're assigned. When our tier list is wrong, I'm going to be like, Colin made this whole tier list. We're the idiot. Like, he's the guy that knows everything, so he can go on and apologize and say, I was wrong.
I mean, there's definitely some stuff on the tier list that, looking back at it, I'm not sure if I put it there, but...
We're for sure going to be wrong about things.
Well,
There's no way.
Some stuff's going to be wrong.
All the way down the line, but if you guys go look at our Houston tier list video, and what we said was going to be crazy at Houston, we said Annie, we said Kaisa, we said Aurora,
we
said MF.
On that
yeah,
we were completely correct. That was the entire top cut.
Yes. You were 100% correct on that one.
So far, based on what we've just looked at, we've seen a lot of Victors. We put Victor in A tier this time around. We saw a lot of Draven. We saw some Kaisas in the top fours as well. Those were our 2 tier 0 decks. All the guys that we put in C tier, we've seen nowhere. So
exactly.
I think we're not batting 1,000 by any means, and we're not infallible. I will be the first one to say when I am wrong. Like I said, I'll probably be the only one on here saying when we're wrong. But I will be happy to. We will be happy to admit and shut the fuck up when we are wrong about the meta. And being wrong, to be clear, does not mean I don't want to see. Haha, Victor won. You guys are Aurelia won. You guys were wrong. And then the top 8 is 7 other Dravens. It's like, were we though?
I mean, we
like,
still put her in A
We
tier.
or
win.
like Ezreal makes top 8, and you guys are like, haha, you're wrong. And it's 2 Aurelias, 5 Dravens, and 1 Ezreal. And we're like, okay, were we though? Like, yeah, we said C tiers could pop. Some people will make a deep run. Like, people just have to understand that's one thing I hate in TCGs is people are like, everybody said Kaisa was the best deck, but there were none in top 4. It's like, yeah, and it also had the highest conversion rate by a country mile. Like, it was crazy. Just because some really good players did well with Annie does not mean that Kaisa's not the best deck in set 1. It means people figured other things out that can beat her, but again, the best deck does not mean this beats everything 100% of the time. You can play nothing else but this. And I think that's like a very common misconception amongst TCG players. So
yeah, especially because it's more of like this is the thing you got to look out for the most. And if your deck is not beating this, then you're probably not going to have a chance to win the event. So,
and if your deck beats the best deck but doesn't beat anything else, then it you can get runner. Like, you can play 9 Kaisas in a row in your deck, 100% win rate. You beat all the Kaisas, and then in top 64 you play 1 Victor, and you're like, oh, well, that's it. It was fun, but So
Or
just
like
something.
literally the Sivir that won the last Runes and Rift event. They had won like I don't know how many
Yep.
people it was, but they played into 0 Dravens. Like
Is that on here?
these things are possible. It's a TCG game. No, that was a different
Yeah, it
one.
was just like I don't
Ooh,
know.
wait.
So
Canada.
the one list I want to look at
Oh,
What list did
this
you want
is
to
is
look
this
at?
actually
no, it's set one.
a
Never
set
mind.
one. There's one that was I think it was on the first. Is that when this Fiora list was? That's the last list I kind of want to cover here.
The Fiora. You said it was on the first.
Yeah, the Fiora list. I want to say it was an event on the first. Let me see if I can find it. There's so many.
Pretty much
So many
everything you're
Fiora
saying,
lists.
I agree with Nova. That's yes, correct.
Let's see. Yes, the Shenzhen City Challenge on the first. Let me scroll down to that one.
Zen City Challenge.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is
that
the
one.
first. Oh, this
I
is
mean,
a
and we
pretty
made sure to
diverse-
say
is
that
the-
with the tier list too. Like we made sure to clarify that B tier and C tier does not mean cannot ever make top cut. That's not what that means.
Yeah, people like see that and they see him like far down and they're like, oh well, they think this deck is terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the only only deck that wasn't Draven that won one of these events on this weekend. So I figure it's at least worth talking about as our last point here.
How does work Aurelia deck with Ezreal's plus Spirit Wheel? I've been testing it and it gives a lot of free. What is I don't know what Spirit Wheel is.
Spirit Wheel-
Spirit
the one
Wheel's
that draws
the 2-cost artifact that draws whenever you target something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it does draw a lot of cards. Yeah, I've that's what my Aurelia list has been on. Although not Ezreal because the deck's already so power hungry, but I do like Spirit Wheel. The issue with Aurelia is just that she can't beat Draven. So until I find a way to beat Draven, I think Aurelia is off the table for me personally. But yeah, it is like a good engine. I do like the Spirit Wheels, and it's been in my list so far. But yeah, here you go, Alex. Take your. I know you're a Fiora lover, Fiora believer. Take your.
Yes, I'm not much.
What do you
I wouldn't
think?
use the word believer, but I mean, I like some stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed about a lot of these Fiora lists is Set Brawler was one of the first card that everybody went to in their Fiora list, myself included, because you play it and it automatically triggers Fiora. But I've seen the decks now playing less and less of this. And I don't think they're wrong. I think that might even be correct. But it's just something interesting to note. I still have literally no idea if Kato the Arm works the good way or the bad way. I think he's supposed to work the good way.
It's the bad way.
He works the bad way. So for those of you who don't know, Kato the Arm says when I move to a battlefield, give a friendly unit my keywords and plus equal to my might this turn. The good way is when he can target himself, which makes this an actual good card. The bad way is when he has to target something else, which makes this card not so great, especially considering that he dies to Falling Star and cost of power. So, but when he can target himself, I think this card is actually reasonable because he's just a one-man army kind of. He gives himself deflect 2. He makes himself a 6, so he attacks as a 6.
Well, more if you put a weapon on him, right?
Yeah, even more if you put a weapon on him. He auto-triggers Fiora, which is really nice. But when he can't target himself, he requires another unit. And then he has to give that unit, who's ideally in your base ready to attack, the ability to get pumped and get deflect or whatever. So now you need 2 readied units. You need him readied, and you need the other unit readied. He has to be able to attack and move into a battlefield where ideally he can win the fight, where he's only 3 might, so that's unlikely. Even with a weapon, there's a good chance he can't win. Then he gives it to the other unit, who then ideally from this might buff is able to win a fight that it wasn't able to win before. But the scenario where this is actually useful is pretty few and far between. And I know what you're thinking, Alex, this is the pump engine, right? Because it just pumps another guy and makes it mighty and you trigger. Well, that's nice and all, but how long is this guy going to survive as a 3 might up by himself on the battlefield? So when he can attack as the pump, he makes a little more sense because, okay, at least this is a 6 for 4 with double deflect. I like that. And it has a little other upside where he can target another unit. Maybe you can put weapons on him so he gets bigger. So he can pump that unit more, but the requirements on this are steep. The cases are niche. For those reasons, I'm out on Kato the Arm. I I appreciate his service, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's it.
I think this might be a
Yes,
case of
Sin was
these are
asking
small
where-
events.
True. Sin was
What was
asking
it?
why
I
it can't target himself. There's been an errata,
Yeah.
like it's a. I think Mohammed had kind of covered it, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's been an errata,
There
and
was just an
it's
errata,
in the
but-
Chinese FAQ, so it's already been confirmed that it's going to be changed.
So
Yes. Same with like the blood rush saying it gives plus assault and doesn't say the end turn until or whatever. It's just a printing error that they had with the cards.
So
Uh,
the rest of
yes.
this, a lot of this I like. I really like the Fiora 4-drop, and I've seen some decks not using this. I know this is the preferred chosen champ right now. I like this a little more as the preferred chosen champ, but I think this is fine too, especially if you're playing 3 of this to begin with. This is competing with a lot of things. It's competing with Kiana, the Fiora, Akshan. I don't think Kato's it. Even if he did, to be clear, even if he did work the good way, I still don't think he should be played over a lot of these other units. But at least there'd be an argument. Whereas right now, I don't think there is one.
Yeah. Obviously we don't know because these were Chinese events. My conspiracy theory is that they just like let them play Kato the way that it's written rather than
Yeah, they may have not known.
the errata. Yeah, the people who played this like didn't know or
I
something.
mean, yeah,
like
there's
that,
a lot of cities
it is
all
a
over
possibility.
China that these events are happening at. A lot of these are local level judge events. Like I went to multiple events already, in fact, where I've heard incorrect rulings happening. I remember hearing in Vegas, I was told directly by a judge at the head judge, in fact, because I appealed it, that you're not allowed to float energy in this game. That's obviously incorrect. Or that you're not allowed to float power. Sorry, that you were not allowed to float power.
Yeah.
At the 2K I first went to, there was incorrect rulings given. I've heard incorrect rulings given out at skirmishes. So it would not surprise me if these Chinese City Championships, they're playing with some of these cards, thinking that they work the way that they're written.
Most judges do this at a very casual level, so you can never trust things exactly. So at least until we get to the regional level events that will at least have a large amount of players, a lot of these deck lists are going to be anecdotal.
No,
So.
that was not happening in Houston. I mean, I have heard other stories from other sources that have said that there were some ruling issues at Houston, but nothing that happened to me or that I witnessed myself.
Yeah. No.
So I think what I would say about this Fiora deck is some of the spells can be consolidated. This is a deck where I don't love the salvage main. I think 3 sabotage is actually the correct amount in a Fiora deck, given that you have a lot of power generation, so you can be a lot more greedy with your power costs. I think triple sabotage, triple repost is like the whole reason I wanted to play Fiora, to be quite honest. Her chosen champ is fine. Her champ effect is like okay, like whatever. But repost, now that's a diamond. That's an incredible signature spell, especially like a color that doesn't have counter spells. That's incredible. I think if I was playing a deck like this in a meta like this, I want 3 sabotage, 3 repost, and you don't care about the power because you generate so much of it. So I think what I would do is consolidate some of the spells. Death Grip could be cool here. I haven't tested it enough to know for sure, but how I would consolidate this deck is move the salvage to a sabotage, move the death grips to 1 repost in the 3rd sabotage, and then find a way to get a 3rd punch first. And I think the rest of the deck is eliminate these Katos, maybe make them set brawlers, maybe get a few more. You have like close to enough turn 1 plays, I guess. So this is probably fine. I'd probably go to a 3rd Unsung Hero somewhere. Maybe you don't need 3 Akshan main. That's a little. It's not like super crackhead, but it's a little bit. I think 2 is probably enough. The rest of this looks
I would
fine
think
though.
that the salvage is probably in there because I would assume this was the best of 1, right? Like this was a Chinese event.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a Chinese.
Best
Yeah.
Yes, this was
So that's why they got the 1
best of 1
main
until
and-
top cut.
Sideboard is just like straight EDH shit. I don't even know why you would side a pit rookie, a face like this is. But this is a best of 1, so
and
this was just
salvage is fine.
this was probably just a flex. Like this
Yeah.
guy was like, I'm never gonna make top 8. What like or maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just like, this is like just a half-ass sideboard because it's the best at one event, and then he got there and he was like, Mom, I did it! Woohoo! Look at my. Yeah, I don't get this. This seems like why he's one of this Fiora, but then like one of this Fiora. I guess this switches as the chosen champion, but like I don't understand where really this switches as the chosen champ. So maybe against Aurora, I guess that could no, but you're not even fighting one-on-one most of the time. Yeah, I don't really get that in this meta. Some of this stuff just seems weird to me, but I don't think this deck is terrible by any means. I think you could. It's a little rough around the edges, but I definitely think this is like totally reasonable. Like I said, just up the Sabo count, up the repost count, probably. Maybe you could keep a Savage in the main, cut the Katos, and this deck would look pretty good in my opinion. So I don't hate it. Battlefields are pretty. Yep, you've got the Warmog's armor, so I think this is a really underrated combo. Just it's kind of bad right now because the color combinations that can play this deck are not very good right now. If only we had someone who could maybe break set with this, like a notable good set player who's known for playing set in set one. But I don't think we have any of those. I can't think of one. So,
Yeah.
but I think this engine is very good.
I don't know. I'll look around for you.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find something.
I think this engine is very good and underrated. I just don't think there's a lot of decks outside of Set and Fiora that can play it right now. So I'm a big fan of that game one. And then of course the Dreaming Tree. I guess if you shave down the Death Grips, you're gonna have to like repost. Still technically targets a guy. Challenge still targets a guy. But yeah, maybe you need to look for something other than the Dreaming Tree if you're not playing the Death Grip. So that is something to consider. But yeah, I think that's about it. And anything else we want to go over, guys?
No.
No, I think that mostly covers a lot of it. We're still looking to brew and all that sort of stuff. So as we come up with deck ideas, hopefully we'll be able to put some videos out on it or join our Discord, and we post all of our updates pretty live on all that stuff for anything that we're currently cooking with for the people that are curious.
Yep. If you guys are curious with, as Colin said, what we're cooking with, basically we have in our Discord, which you can access through our Metafy, we have all of the testing decks in our gauntlet, all the deck lists, and they're always kept up to date. So any changes that we make, every single day we're making changes to a lot of these decks too. Like you will see the live changes. You'll also see us testing with them in the Discord. So if you guys are interested in any of that and just having access to our competitive deck list, including the deck list that we will be taking straight to events, we will give you access to those deck lists weeks before we take them into the event and fully updated as well. So check out our Metafy. You can subscribe there if you want to support what we're doing and get some value out of it, hopefully yourself as well.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that's going to be it for the stream. We will see you guys next time.
I was trying to watch SpongeBob sing Good Morning by Kanye West. What? Oh, we're still